Ok, vamos falar sobre alguns verbos. So let's touch about some verbs. Let's talk about some verbs that I think that is important. One that we should talk about it for sure is the verb brincar. So of course we'll talk about a few verbs, but talk about the verb brincar that is in the class. Oito? Yes. So I can say, for example, eu brinco, você, ele, ela brinca, and then nós brincamos, and then eles brincam. This is impressive. And then, of course, I can say eu brinco de herói, eu brinco de casinha, eu brinco de boneco, eu brinco de bolinha de gude, and whatever that you can say about that we play. It's very common that we say brinco de, but we also can say brinco com. So we can say eu brinco com o herói. If you're using, like, for example, eu brinco com o Flash, eu brinco com o Superman. But it's more common to say brinco de. And we can also say in the past, eu brinquei, something that is a little important that I think that is good to know is about the verbs that ends in co with co. It's better if you change that for ki, you, in the past. So all the verbs that you say eu brinco or eu coloco, we change that for k. So we need this cue to choose that. So I can say eu brinquei muito de polícia e ladrão, or você, ele, ela brincou de pega-pega, or nós brincamos de médico, and then vocês, eles brincaram de bola o tempo todo, and about that, of course we can change, like, eu brinquei muito de herói, or eu brinquei muito de casinha, você brincou muito de boneco. So this is of course something that we can change, that is easy to make sentence with that. And those tenses are just that. So you can say about to play, and this is something that we can say about most of the games that kids play, not the soccer game, the basketball, not the video games. This is something that kids do. So something that I think that is important to understand. For example, kidding. When I say I'm just kidding, kidding, kid. So we change that for something that kids do. So estou só brincando. So when I'm joking with you, I can say estou brincando. So, are you going to come to my house? No, no, não vou. Não vou. And you can say why not? So why are you not coming? And then you can say não, só estou brincando. Vou sim. So it's just kidding. Eu vou. So we can use that. Brincando for that. Estou brincando é brincadeira. So, for example, when you start to say no for somebody about something that should say yes. So you can say, não, só estou brincando, ou é brincadeira. So both is acceptable to say about that, like kidding, games. Something that I like about this verb, because of course you can understand already that it's about the verb to play, but you can say I play soccer or I'm playing soccer. So if you are on a soccer field or football field, you can say eu estou jogando futebol, certo? Right? So if you start to play in a way that is not that good, like around, So this you can say, somebody can say that to you. Pare de brincar e comece a jogar. Pare de brincar e comece a jogar. Or then you translate that, stop playing and play. Start to play. So it's the same verb. But this is like stopping playing around, stopping foolish, and really stop and play for real. So jogar, you cannot, in Portuguese in this case, when you say about jogar, you can say estou jogando, you can say estou jogando leve, estou jogando pesado, estou jogando sério, when you're really playing for real. So we have more ways to say, since it's only connected the verb jogar to play sports mostly, or play games like video games. But when you talk about things that the kids do, the games that kids do, hide and seek, that is esconde-esconde, or brincar de médico, pega-pega, that is to play catch or tag, I don't know how to say that, polícia e ladrão, that's like cops and robbers. So we can say that with more options. So this is good for you to understand that we can talk about that. And about jogar, of course, you can say eu jogo futebol. So there's nothing that you put in the middle and can say eu jogo o futebol. Odd. So we don't say that. We do say that. Like, for example, eu jogo futebol, você, ele, ela joga vôlei, você, ele, ela joga voleibol. It's not common to say voleibol, we just say vôlei, it's easier, it's simple. Nós jogamos basquete, or nós jogamos basquetebol, basquete, remember about this sound, only the sound, we say basquete. And the same way that we say vôlei, we say basquete, just that, without the ball. And você joga tênis. Remember that when you say jogar tênis in Brazil, it can sound a little different because the verb jogar is also to throw something. So when I say eu jogo tênis, maybe I'm thinking about throwing the sneakers and somebody because tennis in Brazil is sneakers. So you say that you can say throwing at, sorry, not me. So throwing sneakers at somebody. And about jogar is good because talking about that we can say I throw a ball to you. Like eu jogo a bola em você. So it's like jogar is the same verb. Or I throw a bell, no, it could get hurt. I throw a ball at you. So eu estou jogando a bola em você. You're distracted and boom. Só estou brincando. And then we can say that in the past. Eu joguei. Oh, there's a new there. It's important. People that are not my students, remember, you can talk about that in the classes that are good for you to know why there's a new in joguei. Or você, ele, ela jogou ping-pong. Yes, we say ping-pong. And yes, não façam brincadeiras. Don't make jokes around it. And nós jogamos handball. So we say handball mostly. Or vocês jogam futebol americano, the one with the hands. So we use that, jogar futebol americano. So we don't use anything in the middle, just say that in the ball and the sports. So for any kind of sports, then you can say that we have to use a ball or something like jogar hockey, let me say hockey, or I don't know what else. Jogar golf, we say golf. Every kind of sports we say that. And this is easy. We just say that. We only use that different when you say about to play. And we can say jogar cartas, we can say jogar videogames, like eu gosto de jogar videogames, or você joga videogames demais, ou você joga muito videogame, we can say about it. And we can use those things. And the last one is about tocar, that we can say eu toco guitarra. In this case, we don't put anything in the middle. You can say eu toco a guitarra, and then only when referring a guitarra, you're pointing to that, okay? So you don't need to say a guitarra or o violão. Yeah, talking about that. Guitarra, we say that only to the electric guitar. When you talk about the guitar, the acoustic guitar, we say violão, violão. Remember that violão is not violino. Violino is different. We can say você, ele, ela toca violino. So it's a little different when you say that. Violino, and you have also the violoncelo, that is a cello. Or nós tocamos piano, yes. Or vocês, eles, elas tocam flauta. And when you say that in the past, again, toco, and every verb that you say coloco, toco, or brinco, that ends in co, we have to change that to q. There's a q, u, and e. Eu toquei guitarra, eu toquei violino, eu toquei violão, whatever. And você, ele, ela tocou sax, the same way that you talk about the volley and volleyball, but this is, I think that is common to say sax instead of saxophone, or trompete, or bateria. Bateria, remember, there's something that is cool. We talk about bateria when you talk about the drums, because bateria, it comes from the verb bater, that is to hit on something. So that's the reason that you say bateria, because you're hitting on the drums. Okay, something that is important. We talk about bateria de computador, the computer battery, bateria do celular, the cell phone battery. But when you're, don't have that here. When you have a remote control, we don't say bateria. Those tiny little ones, we say pilha. Okay. The rest we can say bateria also. So we can say bateria to the drums and bateria to the real battery. Okay. Uh, so talking about that, we can say tocar also to touch somebody. Pare de me tocar. You're bothering me. Stop touching me. So we can use that. Remember that we always can say nós não tocamos piano. Nós não tocamos flauta. Eles não tocam flauta. Something that is good to understand that about the verb can. We can use that to talk that we cannot play the guitar. Não sei tocar guitarra. Ele não sabe. So this is another verb. Okay. So this is that. I think that it can help a little. I'm just starting to make those videos. And if it helps, I will make some more. And of course, I will try to make that as fast as I can because, of course, it's boring. It's boring and tiring, and I'll try to make as fast as I can. And of course, since this is it's videos that are for different level students, I'll make more things in English and a little less in Portuguese. Okay, but of course, if it's needed, you can send me a message, and then we can talk a little more about it. Okay.